at Riverhead Raceway. 7 wins now this season for Bonsignor. 7 wins. That is unreal. And in the Pinty Series in Quebec, Marc-Antoine Camarade earned the win at Saint Eustache, his first Pinty's win of his career. And in Puebla, Ruben Rovelo earned the win in the Peak Mexico Series. In Indianapolis this weekend, it may have been all about the rain, but come Monday, it was all about the competition. Kyle Busch started things off on the pole, but lap 42 brake issues for the 78 car of Martin Truex Jr. gives him trouble, taking him out of the race, ending the day early. And under caution, Clint Bowyer gained that lead spot. Bowyer goes on to take stage 1. Lap 59, more brake failure on the track. This time, it's Bubba Wallace in the 43 car. He manages to gain some control, but is hit by the 51 of David Starr. Both drivers out for the remainder of the day. Just 3 to go in stage 2. Some pit strategy on the other drivers' end put Matt Kenseth in the lead, and he is the stage 2 winner. On a late race restart, Brad Keselowski takes over the lead spot, and he leads the final 2 laps for the win. Second win for Keselowski this season. 2 weeks in a row he's seen victory lane. Keselowski giving Penske their first Cup win at Indy. If you watched that Cup race, you may have noticed J.J. Yeley's paint scheme. A Smokey and the Bandit paint scheme, a tribute to the late Burt Reynolds, who passed away just last week. Reynolds was an American actor best known for his roles in Smokey and the Bandit and the NASCAR-themed movie Stroker Ace. But many don't know that his connection to NASCAR goes beyond the acting. Reynolds co-owned a Cup Series team from 1981 to 1989. The team earned 9 wins with driver Harry Gant. Burt Reynolds was 82 years old. In some other NASCAR-related news, Jamie McMurray will not be returning to Chip Ganassi Racing in a full-time role next season. Ganassi has offered McMurray a ride for the 2019 Daytona 500 and offered a leadership role within the organization moving forward. McMurray has 7 career victories, but did not qualify for this year's Cup playoffs. He has yet to comment on the decision. The NASCAR Xfinity Series also took the track on Monday for a 100-lap showdown at Indy. Justin Allgaier got off to a hot start, leading the first 11 laps. But at the end of stage 1, it was John Hunter Nemechek who came out on top. Lap 38, Daniel Hemrick stole the lead from Tyler Reddick, and he goes on to win stage 2. Trouble for Ryan Preece in the 18 on the backstretch brings out the late race caution. Allgaier grabbed the lead immediately on the restart, and he led the final 17 laps to take the checkered flag at Indy. 5 wins now for Allgaier and the 7 team. Just 1 race away from the start of the playoffs. Justin Allgaier could be your regular season champion, but we'll have to find out next week. With me this week is the driver of the number 21 Chevy for Richard Childress Racing, Daniel Hemrick. Daniel, welcome to the Pace Lab.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you're just getting back from Indianapolis.
Yeah, it was a little later than planned with all the rain and stuff we had, but we had a good run out there and got back, and now trying to prepare for Vegas.
Yeah, you guys had a pretty good run. You finished 5th, led the last 25 laps, and took stage 2. Talk to me about that race.
Yeah, it was kind of an up and down. We had good track position to start. I felt like our race car had a lot of speed early. I had a really hard time as the racetrack changed of keeping my car in good positions. I was really loose in traffic, and luckily my crew chief Danny Stockman worked some strategy and got it to where we could get out front. And out front, our Southwest Chevy had a ton of speed, and it allowed us to lead a bunch of laps and win stage 2, which is big to pick up that playoff point as close to the playoffs as we are. And thought we were in good position to hopefully try to capitalize on a win and do it at one of the most historic racetracks on the circuit. And just came up short. We all became equal there as the race wound down. And it was fun, though, to be able to mix it up with Blaney and Chase and Justin Allgaier. Unbelievable how many wins those guys had this year. don't seem like they can, take a foot and step wrong. So
I know, right?
It's crazy to see, but overall, good day for us.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the playoffs and you picking up that playoff point because I want to check out the standings in a little bit and talk a little bit about Las Vegas. But you mentioned the rain at Indy being a bit of an issue, to say the least. Canceled all the races over the weekend. You guys had to race on Monday. What's that like, though, just having to hop on the track without any practice, any qualifying, schedules messed up? You're just taken to it at a racetrack like Indy with implications with like the playoffs.
Yeah, it's unlike anything many drivers will ever experience. But the good part of that is that's what we do for a living, right? Is get thrown into those situations and try to succeed. But I tell you, there was more pressure, I feel like, on the crew chiefs, on the engineers, on all of our simulation, the tools we use every week. And a lot of times those tools are accurate. A lot of times they may steer you down a path that gets you in trouble. But with practice, you have the opportunity to get ahead of that stuff. Well, not having that was like, hey, we really hope we got it right, and our tools are sending us in the right direction. And thankfully it did. I made sure I got on the radio as soon as the first caution came out in the race. Said, man, y'all done an incredible job of having this thing as close as it is, from ride heights to just drivability in the race car. That's incredibly hard to do, and you're doing it with a package that we really don't have a ton of data on. A little bit, but not a ton. So I was proud of how not only our guys, but the whole field kind of adapted to the elements that were put in front of us, and I thought everybody excelled at that.
How do you adapt? How do you make those adjustments mid-race without, coming to the pits every couple laps? And
yeah, it definitely starts from, how close is that starting point. And luckily for us, it was pretty close. So our car only took minimal changes, and we knew the things that we in particular were fighting with our car, that there's only so much that you're going to fix in a race scenario. So you try to minimize it and make it as good as you can. And that's when you lean on just past experience, from Pocono to Michigan last year at Indy when we ran this package. Just tried to lean on that stuff and look at what was effective and what wasn't, and try to steer the ship that direction. And all the changes made it better. It made it more drivable. But I'm sure everybody in the field, except for Justin Allgaier, would have said they needed just a little bit more time to work on the race car.
tension is high as the playoffs continue and NASCAR heads to Richmond Raceway, a favorite track among the drivers and fans. But as a new playoff host, its reputation for hard-hitting action could deliver a knockout blow for drivers' playoff runs. Welcome to the Pace Lap. I'm Jesse Punch. Now that the playoffs are underway, the weekend in Las Vegas delivered an outcome that was slightly unexpected. But as things heat up on the track, it's shaking things up for the playoff contenders. But I'll get to all the action from Vegas in a little bit. First, let's check out what happened in some of NASCAR's other series. The first round of the Wheel and Euro Series playoffs kicked off over the weekend in Germany. Loris Hezemans won the first semifinal race. He led the entire race from green flag to checkered flag, but did have some pressure from Alon Day late in the race. Day made a risky move to pass and ended up spinning, giving the points lead over to Frederick Gavion, who came back from a lap down to finish 7th. So tough outcome for Alon Day in round 1, but he did bounce back in the second semifinal race. He earned the win in a bumper-to-bumper battle to the checkered, this time beating Loris Hezemans to the finish. 5 wins now for Day this season, and with that, he is the first driver to win a race at every track the Wheel and Euro Series visits in 2018. 4 drivers are now separated by only 12 points heading into the final rounds of the playoffs, so it's come down to a battle between Lasseret, Day, Gabion, and Hezemans for the NASCAR Euro Series title. The weekend fun in Las Vegas started early and a little dirty with the K&N Pro Series West race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway dirt track. History was made before the race even began. Hailie Deegan was the fastest in qualifying, making her the first female pole winner in K&N history. She led 13 total laps, but toward the end, Sheldon Creed had the lead and beat Deegan to the checkered flag. She tied her career best finish, though, with a second place finish, and that was the first K&N win this season for Creed. In the ARCA Series at Salem Speedway, Chandler Smith led 199 of 200 laps for the win, his second ARCA win this season. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series playoffs continued Friday in Las Vegas. I At the end of stage one, it was pole winner Noah Gregson on top, but a cut tire and commitment line violation would set him back later in the race. Grant Infinger took the lead on lap 50, picking up the stage 2 win. Late race cautions sent the race to 3 overtimes. Coming to the final restart, Infinger grabs the lead from Moffitt, but Johnny Sauter was on his tail. Coming down to the final turns, Sauter ran out of time to catch him as Infinger takes the checkered flag in the second race of the truck playoffs, his first win this season. The next time the trucks take the track will be at Talladega for a cutoff race. So let's check out the truck playoff standings after this weekend. Same 8 that you saw last week, but the win for Infinger did lock him in through round 2. He's sitting at number 2 behind Justin Haley. The troubles that we saw for Noah Gregson and Stuart Friesen set them back this week. Friesen sitting at 8th, so we
Not troubled by qualification pangs, Kabul Zwanan and Paktia Panthers will have just one aim: to outwit each other and come up with a superior performance. Mohamed Shahzad's injury, though, in the last game raised concerns, and his absence could spell doom for the Panthers. With an eye on the penultimate prize, will he excuse himself to recover for the next battle? And will Kabul's Hazratullah Zazai open his bat and bludgeon Paktia's bowling attack? Excitement in the Afghanistan Premier League is unending.
Well, welcome back, everybody. It's match 20. It's the last of the initial stages of this competition. After this game, we get into the semi-finals and final, and this will be a good contest. A little one to whet the appetite before the big games. The Paktia Panthers against the Kabul Zwanan. It looks like they will finish second and third in the table, respectively. That'll confirm that. But who will get the bragging rights out of this particular game? Volk Legends will finish on top. They cannot be caught. They'll play the Nangarhar Leopards, 1 versus 4, remember, in the first semi-final, and then 2 versus 3, Paktia Panthers against Kabul Zwanan. So who will take the mental edge into that semi-final? And this is a good game for some of the teams ready to test some different combinations maybe, or just to go with the same and make sure that everything is slick moving into the knockout phase. Rightio, let's go downstairs, join Brian Murgatroyd. He's with Shahid Afridi.
Delighted to say that we've been joined by Shahid Afridi of Paktia Panthers. Shahid, thank you very much for being with us. And well, how much importance can we place on this match? Because of course this is a repeat of the first game of the tournament.
Yeah, I know every game is important to become on the top, you know. But still, I must say that I always like trying to coordinate with captain and the management and say that yeah, I know this game is not that important. Because we already qualify for semi-final. So it's a good thing that we give a chance to a youngster. It's very important to them, and I think we have to give a chance to others.
And in terms of you, I have to say that after a slow start to the tournament, you really seem to be finding your rhythm, particularly with the ball. I'm not going to say anything about the batting.
Well, I think, yeah, that's what I said in the beginning, that matches is very important for me. And after every game, I feel very good, feeling good. And I think I think my 4 overs I know how important it is for the team as well. And the good thing is that the condition is much better now. Ball is not become very wet. And batting, yeah, I'm saying that I'm still hungry to find some run before the big game.
You've mentioned about the dew. There's been a lack of dew in the last couple of weeks, and obviously the pitches are now used pitches. So should we expect lower scores, particularly with the quality of spin we've got in the latter stages of this tournament?
I think, you know, when the tournament started, that, you know, the score was like 200 and 180, 190 plus. But like now it's a good opportunity for bowlers as well. If you got a good quality spinners in your side, then they can restrict you to 160, 170. And I think this is the main reason why the ball is not becoming a wet. So that's why it's a big favor in going into the bowlers.
Shahid, thank you very much indeed for joining us, and best of luck to Kabul Zwanan, or in fact the Paktia Panthers for this evening.
Hopefully, and I think it's good. I heard that they have made some changes as well. They're trying to give a chance to others as well. It's a good sign. Yeah. Thank you.
always full of the joys of life. Shahid Afridi, always happy to give his opinion on things. That's what it's been like for the Paktia Panthers. They lost to the same opponents they'll play tonight in that first game, as you heard, by 3 wickets, and then 3 wins on the bounce before they lost again to Bulk by 89. That was a real hammering. And they won against Nangarhar, and they lost their last outing to the Kandahar Knights, a thriller yesterday. And the last of the league games today, that's against Kabul Zwanan. As mentioned, just bragging rights really to be gained, and maybe to play the odd player into a bit of form as well. Kabul Zwanan, they started well against the Paktia, won that first game, and then lost to Bulk. Another real hammering that by 8 wickets in their second game. And they won 2 on the bounce, and they looked set to be on their way. And then back-to-back losses against Nangarhar and Bulk again by 21 runs. But back to winning ways in the last game against Kandahar. And, well, today, let's see what transpires as the game unfolds. Rightio, let's go downstairs again, join Brian Murgatroyd, this time with Laurie Evans.
I'm delighted to say that we've been joined by Kabul Zwanan's Laurie Evans. Laurie, thanks for being with us this evening. Now, it's second against third. Both of you know you're going to be in the semi-final already on Saturday. So how important is this game? Is it bragging rights at stake?
Oh, look, I think you've got to make sure that you're still doing the right things, you know, in the game. We've played some good cricket and some not so good cricket, so there's still a lot of improvement to be made, you know, from our squad. And, you know, it's just about keeping that momentum going. If we can go in and, you know, and take a few scalps, you know, in this game against Paktia, then that, you know, gives them something to think about come Saturday.
Does this have any relation at all to the first game of the tournament when you two went head-to-head? Of course, 218 plays 220. Conditions, I suspect, they were going to be a little bit different, aren't they?
Yeah, the conditions have changed a lot. The wickets now are tiring. It's a different sort of proposition altogether, really. I sort of feel that if bowlers bowl well, it's sort of quite difficult, you know, looking at 160, 170, you know, but if people bowl poorly with the size of the boundaries, you know, anything on this ground is sort of chaseable and scoreable.
And your own form in the tournament, you must be delighted with it. You obviously haven't quite set the heather alight in the way you did early in the tournament, but you're still Mr. Consistent there or thereabouts, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time for me playing over here, and there's a lot of difference between here and playing back home. So, you know, it's a lot to take in. You know, I was really happy with the way I actually made the change initially. There's a lot of stuff that goes through your mind, but you know, it's just a learning experience for me. I'm hitting the ball as well as I can do. Really enjoying the tournament. And it's just about, you know, adapting when you get out there, because it is different to those first few games.
Laurie, thanks very much for joining us, and best of luck to Kabul for this evening.
Cheers.
Yeah, he's happy with the way he's adjusted to conditions here in the subcontinent. That's just a reminder of what happened in that first game of the tournament. The Panthers 218 for 4. We thought that was way too many. What a score. And then the Kabul Zwanan, thanks to Laurie Evans, 79 out of just 39 balls, were able to get over the line and win by 3 wickets, chasing down that 218. Rightio, let's go and see who's going to be batting and who's going to be bowling. Charu Sharma was down there with the 2 captains.
Well, we're all set for the toss. It's the last league match of the Gulbahar Afghanistan Premier League, powered by Fog. And make no mistake, it is an important one because of bragging rights, if nothing else. To my left, the skipper of the Paktia Panthers, Mohammad Shahzad. To his left, a new face in terms of skippering, it's Colin Ingram, who will be skippering his team today, Kabul Zwanan. And, of course, David Dukes. To our left, the match referee. Colin, you have the coin. Mohammad Shahzad, your call. Tails is the call. It says head. Colin, I overheard that, but good evening. And so before anything else, what would you like to do?
Yeah, we're going to have a bat. You know, this wicket's been used quite a lot, and we've seen it, had a sort of a good look at it over the last couple of weeks. So we're keen to put some runs on the board and hopefully defend well.
How much do you discuss this before, as a think tank? What are we going to do if we win the toss?
At stages, you can discuss a lot, but I think in T20 cricket, it's probably more about matching up what the strength is of your side, and just trying to get involved with that as early as possible.
So just to confirm, you will be batting first. So what kind of a total do you think you'll be able to defend here?
Yeah, I think we've sort of seen in the second game that with its older sort of wicket that anywhere from about 160 you can defend. And saying that 180 or 190 would be obviously ideal.
All right, of course, may I presume that Rashid's not playing today because you are the new skipper? And dare I ask you, any major team changes?
Obviously Rash having a rest, and we've got a number of other guys, probably too many names to mention, but I thought it was a great opportunity. The guys said that we'd like to give some of the guys who've been working hard, being 12th man and sort of working hard off the field, in this game to have a run out and get a feel for how the tournament's been going. So great opportunity for some of them.
And just very quickly, the intensity of the game, you guys do want to win.
Yeah, most definitely. I think obviously we face, we all know we face this side in the next game again. So, it'll be a nice little tester today and a taster, and hopefully we can get one over them.
All right, good luck then. Of course, it is a dress rehearsal, Mohammad Shahzad, if you will join us for the semi-final. Okay, no luck with the toss, and you will be fielding. So, he says maybe 170. What do you think this pitch is capable of?
Bismillah Rahman. Yes, its wicket look like a very good, and we saw the first match, so... Yeah, it's possible 160, 170, but we will restrict them under the 50, but we will try our best.
Okay, two things. One, any team changes for this match? Because theoretically it doesn't matter, but I'm sure you want to win.
Yeah, of course, we have a couple of changes, but I don't know about the today team, so yeah, we have changes.
All right, that's fair enough. But, when I say you do want to win, I know it doesn't matter with the semi-final, you're second or third. But in terms of momentum, in terms of a bragging right that we actually won, because after all it's a dress rehearsal?
Yeah, of course, we want to win every game. We saw every game like a final, so we want to going momentum from here to day after tomorrow semi-final. So we every match like a play final or semi-final.
And I asked you earlier, your injury is okay?
It's not 100% okay, but it's fine. I will manage.
All right, we'll take a 90% from you. Thank you, Mohammad Shahzad. Good luck. So there we are, confirmation, new captain. Zwanan, Colin Ingram. He won the toss and he'd like to bat first.
It's always delightful listening to Mohammad Shahzad. The Kabul Zwanan side, well, they've got some changes there. Laurie Evans, obviously, the big name missing out. Hassan Ali Khan comes in. Rashid Khan, we know, is out. Farid Malik is out as well. And Shahidullah is out. And Momant comes in. Muslim Musa gets back into the side. And Usman Dil comes in for them. So a few changes there and a chance, as you heard, to give a few of the fringe players a chance and also to rest some of the better players and the players that have been out there for long periods of time, like Laurie Evans. The Paktia Panthers as well, they've made a few changes. And you heard Mohammad